This lesson will cover the Automatic Flight System Control Panel, or AFSCP. The Automatic Flight System, or AFS, supplies automatic flight control and guidance during the full flight envelope and helps decrease the workload of the flight crew. The Automatic Flight System controls and indicator systems include the flight control computers, the flight control panel, the primary flight display, and the Automatic Flight System Control Panel. The Automatic Flight System Control Panel is on the overhead control panel in the flight compartment. The AFSCP has 4 DZUS-type fasteners on the face of the unit and 2 quick disconnect electrical connectors. The controls and displays on the AFSCP are 4 longitudinal stability augmentation system off-fail push-button switches and off-fail lights, 4 yaw damper off-fail push buttons and lights, a flap limit override switch, a flap limiter system fail light, an elevator feel knob to make a selection of low to decrease load feel and high to increase load feel. You can select 1 or 2 for the high and low selections. 1 makes a selection of the number 1 elevator load feel motor. 2 makes a selection of the number 2 elevator load feel motor. You must pull the knob out to make the selections. When you pull the knob out, the manual light comes on, and an elevator load feel fail light. For a description of the controls and indicators on the AFSCP, touch a control or an indicator. In this segment, you will do the operational check of the Automatic Flight System Control Panel. This check would be required if the AFSCP had to be removed and replaced. This procedure includes a return to service or RTS test on MCDU-3, but you can use any MCDU for the test. This procedure also includes tasks for the AFCSP. In this segment, you will do the operational check of the Automatic Flight System Control Panel. This check would be required if the AFSCP had to be removed and replaced. This procedure includes a return to service or RTS check on MCDU-3. This procedure also includes tasks for the AFSCP found on the overhead instrument panel. Here are the steps you will do for the operational check. During this procedure, you will do an RTS test with MCDU-3. After the RTS test, the MCDU will move you through 5 tasks that you will do with the Automatic Flight System Control Panel. Hydraulic power will not be necessary for this procedure. When you apply power to the aircraft, you will see this screen on MCDU-3. From here, continue to the Centralized Fault Display System, or CFDS, initial menu. Now, push LSK2L to go to the LRU Maintenance menu. This is the first of 7 pages that show the line replaceable units, or LRUs, that send data to the Centralized Fault Display Interface Unit, or CFDIU. For this procedure, Go to page 3 and push the LSK for Flight Control Computer 1, or FCC1. Go to page 3 and push the LSK for Flight Control Computer 1. Continue to the maintenance screen for FCC1. Here is the LRU maintenance menu for FCC1. From this part of the procedure on, we will do all the tests on FCC1. You already know about most of the options on this screen. For this lesson, we will do the Return to Service test. You will see this In Progress message during the test. This screen shows that FCC1 has passed the RTS test. To move to the next screen, push the Continue option. Do a check of the switches and circuit breakers shown here to make sure that they are in the correct position. Then push Continue. After the test initialization screen, you will see the Additional Tests screen. This screen shows the additional tests that you can use to do troubleshooting. But for this lesson, all tests occur between the MCDU and the AFSCP. To use the AFSCP option, push LSK 5L. You can make a selection to see detailed test measurements, which you can use to do troubleshooting. For this lesson, give No as your selection. After your selection, you will see another In Progress screen during the test. This screen will automatically go to the next screen in the test sequence. Here you see the first of the indications that tell you what to do on the AFSCP. As you see on this screen, you are to set 8 push-button switch lights on the AFSCP to the off position. Push the 8 switch lights to continue. The next step is to make sure that the lights on the same 8 switch lights come on. Then set the switch lights back to the on position. After you set the switches back to the on position, the MCDU screen automatically moves you forward to the next screen. This screen gives you a list of specified fail lights. Look at the flashing lights on the AFSCP. The lights continue to flash until you push the LSK adjacent to Yes. After your selection, the MCDU will move to this screen, which tells you to set the flap limiter switch to override 1. Turn the flap limiter switch to the override 1 position to continue. The flap limit manual light will come on. Now the MCDU tells you to set the flap limiter switch back to the auto position. This screen tells you to pull the elevator feel knob out to the manual position. Do this step now as you pull the correct knob. The last MCDU screen tells you to push the elevator feel knob back to the automatic position. As a result, the MCDU will show a passed or failed screen. If you get a failed indication here, you will have to do troubleshooting of the system to find out where the problem is. From here, push Return to go back to the RTS Additional Tests menu. From the Additional Tests menu, you can do another test. But for now, push LSK-6L to go out of the test. When you push the return key, you will see this screen for up to 2 minutes. The FCC does an internal boot or restart at this time. It is important to use the return function when you go out of the FCC RTS test. You are back at the FCC1 maintenance menu, where you can do more troubleshooting of the system. Or, to go to the MCDU main menu, push the menu key. You are back at the MCDU main menu, and you have completed the operational check of the Automatic Flight System Control Panel. Here are the steps in the operational check of the AFSCP.